Get some friends together, bring as much extra Joy-Cons as you can, and get ready to clear a safe amount of space in your living room to ensure you don't kick your cat in the face while trying to score a screamer with your unbelievable techers. Switch Sports is coming to take over your living room and send pieces of plastic into your television screen. It's been a long time since the heady days of Wii Sports. Everyone and their grandma literally was playing it, bundled with the system, and there was a perfect demo of the new motion control tech as it was. Since 2009's Wii Sports Resort, an absolute treat and improvement on the original, there hasn't been anything quite like it for the party game enthusiast. The era of Jackbox reigned, and it has been a dark, dark time indeed. Not to worry though, we're back. Considering we have golf coming post-launch and hopefully more sports afterwards, Switch Sports has a decent amount going for it into the future. Volleyball was an instant favourite. Teaming up to set your teammate up for the perfect smash makes for some tense rallies and shouty moments, the times you get so excited that you shout as though you're a fan of the football. The more shouty moments, the better, and this got a 7 out of 10. Both badminton and tennis are in Switch Sports. The potential for an awkward combination is undoubtedly there. Two racket sports could feel a bit samey, but it was far from the case. Mostly we won at tennis and lost at badminton. It's all about timing, so if you miss the shuttlecock or swing at the wrong time, your character falls over helplessly, leaving things open for a giant smash. It was a lot less forgiving than the tennis, which felt very similar to the Wii Sports version of old. Characters moved automatically, and the timing is fairly easy to get grips with. A classic to bring back those nostalgic memories of flinging your Wii remote around the living room with grandma and your first family pet. 8 out of 10 for shouting moments on that one. Speaking of classics, bowling was exactly how you remember. At least it was similar to how we remember it. 5 out of 10 for shouting moments. Bit more of a slow burn. Kambara is the sword fighting game in Switch Sports. It's probably the most demanding of the lot for the motion controls, given how pinpoint accurate you need your sword to be in order to hit your enemy. It was a bizarre experience. You're standing on a platform above a giant pool inside a library with the ability to pick a single, double or charge sword, which does more damage as you block strikes. It was the one we performed best at, so maybe we're biased, but Switch Sports Kambara promises to be one which we would turn on whenever a score needs to be settled. 10 out of 10 for shouty moments. Finally, we have the football game. This one clearly has the potential for shouty moments, barking orders to players who can't hear you, telling the linesman to get some glasses, and belting out increasingly smug songs to the tune of I Just Can't Get Enough by Depeche Mode. Excitement builds in the run-up to the big match. It was the most surprising game of the bunch to us, given how the sport doesn't seem to translate itself particularly well to the video game format. The FIFA series and Rocket League occupy both ends of the spectrum of football games and do so excellently, so where can this miniature version fit in? Well, it's basically a slow-paced Rocket League. You can sprint, jump and kick the ball in numerous directions, leading to the potential for great team play, along with a high level of control for new players. You swipe the remote in the same direction you want to kick the ball. It's much easier to make a start than in something like Rocket League, and will be a great deal of fun when dribbling through the opposition team, scoring a screamer of a diving header, and running around the living room doing whichever football or celebration feels the most appropriate. It's 8 out of 10 on the shouty moment scale. With motion control games, you always want to know how they actually feel to play, and we have semi-good news. It's alright. Obviously, no motion control game can be 100% accurate to your movements, and with no sensor bar like the Wii had, the Switch has to work some magic to make things function properly. In general though, along with the ability to recalibrate and center your character at any point mid-game, things seem to work as planned. The main issue was during Kambara. We only played a short game as a sword-fighting master. We made short work of our opponent, it's the only thing we were good at, but we had to use the recentering feature far more than in other games. A few times strikes didn't go the way we wanted them to go, and our character seemed ever so slightly untrustworthy with the blade. Hopefully it's something that can be figured out in the future by patches and updates. It only takes a small dose of frustration to turn someone off of the entire thing. We didn't get to try out the online mode, of course. Obviously, there's no one playing online. It's something that we are looking forward to though, albeit cautiously. Kambara is a potential worry given the split-second speed with which inputs need to be recognised, especially given how games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate have been difficult to play online for casual players without wired internet connections. Of course, for games like bowling and volleyball, it'll be a treat to play against randomers alongside pals in the same room. We're mostly excited to have a night in with some friends, put some music on and have a silly old time on Switch Sports. It'll start real-life scraps, time to hide the boxing gloves, and test relationships, but if you can relish the shouty moments with your nearest and dearest, it'll be as close as you can get to the old days. Wii Sports, a competitive atmosphere, and a hint of violence.